So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey, what's up? This is Ho Ho Hong Kong. I'm Andy Curtin. I'm here with Vivek Marble Barney.
Wow, for the free listeners.
You didn't come for 3 weeks. I was like,
sure. Is that your sign of you've been missing me? So you've been practicing my name? That is so sad.
I've just been crying at night. How you been, man?
I'm all right. It's good to be back with my mic.
Yeah. So if you're enjoying the podcast, please hit subscribe. And I need to do a massive... Oh, by the way, this is our 50th episode.
Wow, 50.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's too short of a year.
I was going to say, it's we've hit your age.
Yeah, exactly. In my mind.
Yeah, I feel...
My skin's 100.
Oh my God, yeah, I feel the same way. I have to do a massive thank you to the Patreon subscribers who are, I would say, honestly, our more attractive listeners. Uni and Nina McGrath, thank you for joining. We've hit our target. We are now covering all of our overheads, and so our next target is to add 10 more patrons, and we're going to start upgrading all the podcast equipment. So
is this basically what it is? Like, as we get more Patreon subscribers, we're going to just have more overheads unnecessarily. Like, all of a sudden now we need coffee with our recordings.
Well, I do. I don't know if you've heard the podcast when I haven't had a coffee, but it's pretty slow.
That's 49 episodes of that, isn't it?
No, but seriously though, the getting the equipment, first of all, it massively helps with the editing and the quality of the podcast goes up a lot. So we want to make a good podcast. So thank you to all the patrons for being amazing. And we put out a bonus episode every Thursday for them and lots of other video content and photos and stuff. And today's guest is Fion Leung. Very excited to have you on here.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
And Fion has a charity where people volunteer their time and meet their idols called Time Auction. And she's also the co-founder of the Mindful Movement, which I think we can all agree is something everybody needs right now, right?
Yep, it's a group meditation event company, but I guess with COVID, we haven't done anything for the past year and a half.
I mean, I would have thought mindfulness would be perfect for COVID. Like, don't talk, sit in distance, don't notice the person around you. This isn't exactly what we need in COVID, like less interaction.
Right, and in some way, I think we're forced to do more meditation. Like, we're just sitting at home and there's nothing to do. So it's like just a big year-long meditation.
Are we calling that meditation now?
Yeah, we've come to that point in our lives where, like, I'll take it. I just need to convince myself I did something with my life.
I just meditated for 3 hours.
Exactly.
/ did nothing.
Yeah, the unemployed and meditation masters on the resume.
I like meditating. I feel like it's a polite way to tell someone that they need to stop talking.
Yeah, exactly,
and maybe get some self-awareness.
Especially if you're having lunch with them, you're like, I'm going to meditate now. I was like, well, what did I say? Did I just
do some mindful eating?
Yeah.
So let's take a step back a little bit. You're Hong Kong born and bred?
Yeah, I grew up here, and then I studied for about a year in London studying art. Then came back to study business. But most of the time I was here.
What was studying art exactly? What did that involve?
So I've always been like the art kid. Like, I love drawing and like creating stuff. And so naturally after high school, I went to, apply for art universities and did a foundation year in London. And then, so that was just like exploring different art direction. And then one holiday I came back and then my dad was like, hey, what are you studying in London? And I was like, art, Dad. I thought I told you, like, we just knew all this time. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, shit. Like, you're going to live on the street. What are you going to do?
Yeah, always one of those. Okay,
yeah.
You should bring him to art galleries next time. Be like, Dad, look at that piece. Guess how much? He's like, what? You mean that can do this? Okay.
Wait, and what were you painting? Were you making sculptures? What were you doing?
I was mainly doing like illustration and some like installation stuff. But, I was really young, right? So we're just like doing a bunch of different stuff to explore.
And do you feel like that you use, I studied two things that are totally unrelated to what I do now, but I feel like I drew a lot from that. Like, do you feel like you learned much for what you're doing now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think like doing art gives you like the mentality you have to create something from scratch. Right, you totally think about one material, like where you want to go. So in a way, doing your own thing or like this entrepreneurship journey is very much similar. So I think, obviously starting Time Auction, a lot of the design stuff, all the basic design stuff is what my job when we first started.
Yeah, because like I mean, the time auction, you have your own logo and everything. Unlike a lot of charities who are like, we're just going to use a font, and that's going to be
it
our
wasn't
logo.
fun until like
Oh,
we were
can
like
you get
4
dirty? Can you
years
rip on
old.
charities?
Why not,
go.
man? I mean, it's not like they're Patreon subscribers anyway, so let's go with this. No, there are a lot of charities because I get contacted by different charities, and they're like, "Oh, we're this and this and this and this," and they usually have like a one-page website with like a simple logo. And I'm like, I want to like, I'm happy to help with anybody, but I want to kind of get to know what your charity is about. It's not just some bunch of guys who are just like, "Hey, we're bored. Let's start something up, register it, and get these people to do stuff for free," right? So with time auction, what I really like is that it's not just a good concept, but also like your stuff is like legit proper. Like you've actually melded the art and business side, as in like it's proper like corporate level quality. That, you know, like I said, you have your own little logo, and I'm sure there's a meaning behind it with the plus sign and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. Like, have you seen the time auction logo?
I have.
Yeah, it's like a plus sign with like, it's like an arrow kind of plus sign, greater than sign. Like, this is interesting. This is like mathematics and design. Like, tell me about that logo. Is there any specific story behind it?
Yeah, definitely. But we started off not with that logo, right? Like we started off, my co-founder and I, we were working in finance. So we did it outside of a full-time job. So it started with a font.
Yeah, I know. Everyone does that. Yeah, everyone does
a
that.
Word document
Yeah.
converted into a PDF.
Yeah.
But obviously, after we grew and we started 7 years ago, and we became a registered charity about 4 years ago. And the first year we became a registered charity, we thought we have to graduate from this font logo thing.
Wow, you really hit a nerve there. I didn't realize this was the number one hurdle for charities.
Exactly.
No, I'm trying to do it because I studied art as well. So I'm like, let me get into the points that they don't like. Like, what would you say about my design? It's a font. Font is good, yeah, but it's not open source.
I'm not going to you for any charity work. We need to help people. We need to fix the logo.
Says the guy who asked me to go get him batteries and an SD card today. Could you help
Hey,
me, man?
that's charity.
Yeah,
All right.
fair enough. I'll take it.
So, I mean, we haven't really explained, I think, sufficiently what time auction is. So, do you
Yeah.
want to take over? Because I think I'll mangle it.
Yeah, sure. To sum it up, we are a charity. Our mission is to get more people to volunteer. We mainly do that with two programs. So the first one is what we started off with, which is we invite really cool, amazing, inspiring leaders in the society.
Like us.
Exactly.
I've actually been.
A few times.
People
Can we
volunteered.
just clarify? He was not one of the leaders. Please clarify that for me.
Clearly, I was the only one responding initially. They're like, I'll take it.
That was back when they were a font logo.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's like, oh.
It really was. It really was. That's why.
They're like, we're going to try this guy. Just, you're the test case.
Yeah. They're like, we're gonna have some people do some volunteer work, and then they get to see me. I'm like, they're not gonna do anything, are they?
But people showed up. People
Yeah, they did.
Stuff, and
Yeah,
they
we had the whole
really
dinner. Yeah, we had the whole meal.
interested in
Yeah, it
your
was fun. Anyway, go on.
Yeah.
So you got
So-
leaders, program one, leaders.
Yeah, so program one, we start off with like finding great people like Vivek to donate. Typically a 2 hour, they do a dinner or lunch. Anyone can come and join and just like hear their stories, ask anything they want, meet them as a friend essentially. If they have completed say 10 volunteer hours at any NGO, so essentially every event is super casual. 10, 15 people. Vivek here donating 2 hours, everybody volunteers 10. So there's a multiplier effect. So donating 2 hours equals like 150 volunteer hours done to other charities. So with that program, we ran it for 7 years now, and we feature I think 500 something of these different speakers. And what we realized is the community, that the people who come to these events, they are usually the people who have a lot of questions about life. They want to do more than 9 to 5, and they want to find their passion, and they naturally are the more driven, ambitious crowd, and obviously they want to help the society, right? I mean, that's why they kind of come to our events and volunteer. On the other hand, I started working full-time at Time Auction 4 years ago, and from this journey I met a lot of NGO founders and people, and like you said, like a lot of these NGOs are really small and they're like super resource constrained, right? So they have a font logo, they don't have a website, there's a lot of different things that they have to do to basically kind of convey what they do to a wider audience. And I remember going to Shamshui Po and meeting this like community center person who founded this great community center. Like tons of kids would go to their center for tutoring and food every day.
Is this the Principal Chan one?
The what?
Oh, no, it's not
this
Principal
is
Chan.
another
Okay,
one.
yeah.
This is like it's like Shamshui Po something community center.
Okay.
And that like the lady looked so tired. Like the lady looked like she's been working at this like tirelessly for 20 years. And I'm like, so how's it going? She's like, it's going great, but other than serving these community, like these kids, I still have to do marketing, design, fundraising, and all the other stuff. And she's not good at those things because it's not her expertise. And what happens usually is these NGOs would just end up spending a lot of time on those things, trying to change a
using
font
PowerPoint
logo
to make
a nicer one,
Yeah.
and they end up doing it really badly anyway. So anyway, back to the second program that we launched in 2019 is because the volunteer community is so diverse and so many different skill sets. We started helping other NGOs recruit skilled volunteers. So someone who can maybe take a few photos at the events or design a new logo or just advise them on how to do social media. And that's the second program we launched. Great timing, like pre-COVID and late 2019. And I think because of COVID, this has really kind of taken off. A lot of people sitting at home, they want to help out, but these projects, they can do it, in bed, at home, anywhere, whenever they want. And I think over the last year and a half, we connected almost 4,000 people to 300 charities now on like 600 to 700 of these different projects. So it's great to see this. And just to sum up, those are the two programs that we run.
So how difficult was that? How was the transition when you went to full-time time auction? Was that a big jump for you?
Yeah, huge jump. I mean, I worked in a bank, and then I changed to work at a startup and then started doing time auction full-time. Initially, it was just me. I was super excited to go to work, but usually, so we sit at our donor's office.
And your dad's like, oh, you should go back to art school.
Yeah, my dad's is another story. He's like, what are you doing?
You're like, I'll tell you, Dad, I'll have a 2-hour meeting with you after you donate 10 hours to this NGO of my choice. Exactly.
Yeah, but it's super different. Like running your own thing, suddenly nobody will tell you what to do. And suddenly you have to think about where your organization will go. You have to get the resources. You have to kind of think of a plan. So I started, just learning a lot about what other entrepreneurs, when they first started out, what they did. And I try to incorporate certain habits. So for example, one is every Sunday, I would sit down and kind of review the week before and what time spent actually had a bigger payoff, what was a waste of time, and then think about the week after, kind of just try to make sure moving forward every week. The other thing is it started getting a little bit overwhelming. So I started picking up meditation as a habit. And so that was, I guess, major changes, just how you think about your lifestyle and where you spend your time.
When did it get overwhelming? Like in the beginning, straight up, and meditation began there, or as it expanded to a certain point?
Yeah, I mean, it got overwhelming when I was about to change into doing it full time.
Oh, okay.
So I would still have my day job, and now do time auction stuff at night. And then it just feels like there's so much
non-stop,
going on.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's what happens to a lot of people. I've noticed that, as we've had guests before as well, when they had that point of like, I'm frustrated both sides because I'm getting exhausted. I don't know how to bounce it off.
It's a really common theme for our guests of people that have had to make a transition from, let's say a traditional job into investing in their passion projects.
I mean, like, it's interesting because I have the same parallel. Like, I used to do web design and stuff before as well with comedy. So I had web design my full-time career of my own, and I had comedy. So I'd be on planes flying to Singapore. I had 4 hours to finish a website, and I'm sitting in budget airlines. If I was in business, I would keep the same job, but I couldn't do it. It was like these terrible budget airlines. I'm like, what am I doing? My back hurts, everything, and I'm trying to cram this website within 4 hours of landing. It's ridiculous. So I know at that point, but then it's really hard because I'm always curious. Like, at what point did you just say, if you had to give a percentage, your full-time job time and also your passion, this charity time, what percentage was it that you said, I'm just going to throw away the full-time job and go full-time with my charity?
Right, yeah. So I never thought about running a charity, like going to art school, and then my dad's like, you got to.
Well, you worked at a bank, so sometimes some of these banks are kind of with their profits every year. I'm like, that's a charity.
Yeah, I mean, we never thought that growing as a charity, like Time Auction was a side project that my co-founder and I, it's fun. Like people are coming, people are volunteering more.
Well, so maybe let's talk about that exact point. What was the first thing that you did for Time Auction?
Oh, when we first started.
What was the first thing? Like how did this come about? Like why did you start it?
Yeah, so I think at that point, because I guess first 2 weeks into my banking job, I knew I wouldn't want to be there. Just one of those moments.
That's nice. Always nice to have that when you start a new job. wow, I hate this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got that like quarter life crisis.
Would have loved to have
moment,
known
like,
this 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Like really young. Like I don't want to be here like doing this for 20 years.
Do you remember what it was? What was the moment that made you think that? Because like very
That's a
often,
great question.
when I go into like when I had my one and only full time job, I was there for the first 2 months. I'm like, let me learn something, and by the second month, I'm like, I'm learning nothing. Why am I here? Like, I'm teaching these guys how to do things. I want to get out of here. And I was
Yeah.
feeling terrible because I was like, I just got here. My probation's not even over. Should I just quit? I don't know what to do.
go.
It's my first job. Am I a loser? Am I a quitter?
I'd love to be able to like have a camera on the wall.
Yeah.
Just go back in that moment when you're like,
You see
oh,
it in
this
your
sucks.
eyes.
Exactly. I'm sitting there with my music and everything. People talking to me. I'm like, why am I here? Oh my God, kill me now. Hey,
Yeah,
get
just
out of
in
here.
your head, a song in your head that
Yeah, it's like Nirvana and
I
stuff.
was thinking the end of Goodfellas.
Oh man, yeah. So go on, tell me. Do you remember like what was that moment that
Oh
you're
yeah,
like, I
definitely.
can't do it?
I think leading up to it, right? Like I was in art school. Everybody was like all the students there. were
Also,
thinking
art
about,
school to a bank? What are you doing?
I know, but everybody in art school is like you are so you're owning your individuality, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever you want to do in the future career, you have to make sure the only criteria is you do really well
It's
and then
authentic
you're
to
really
yourself and
passionate
stuff.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
In business school,
They don't
it's
say that so much in
completely
banks,
different
right?
Yeah.
Story. Yeah, and in business school, it's like everybody asks, like, what do you want to do? I want to be in an investment bank or an accountant somewhere or a management trainee at a big company. And all of this is not because they're passionate about it, they're because they see that this is how much money I'm going to make, and in a few years down the line, and then I can get an apartment. With very Hong Kong story, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when I got into the bank, I thought, hey, this is what everybody wanted. This is working in Central. You've got like good colleagues, like good, relatively good pay as a fresh grad. And then I looked at my boss, and or not my boss, just to be so personal,
Superior,
but like
yeah.
everybody was working crazy hours, but they get money, so that what they could do is every month they can take a holiday. Like every month they can go on a long weekend to Bali.
And they burn up the money that they made. Yeah.
Stay at super nice hotel. Everybody gets like super nice handbags and shoes. And I thought this is not a good way to kind of spend my time. Like if 80% of your time is working at a job that you don't like, so that 20% you can enjoy it, it doesn't really add up. I feel like I don't want that life. So 2 weeks later, I'm like, I need to find a way out of here. So so Time Auction, first thing I did why we started Time Auction is my co-founder Suyi and I, we were really passionate about like startups in general. Like people seem to be really passionate about what they do and they could be really successful at it, right? So we went to a lot of startup events. And then one night, like after the event, we thought, hey, why don't we just ask people to share just basically how they craft this career they love and are super successful at it. And at the same time, we get more people volunteer. And then we thought, oh, what the hell, let's just try it. So the first 2 weeks, we just emailed a bunch of people and thought, hey, these are the people we want to probably feature. And I think like 10 of them said yes.
Vivek.
I don't think I was the first batch. But yeah. I wasn't there yet.
Don't even try and get out of it.
She knew. She was like, he will ignore us for now.
Yeah.
Our logo's just
Let's
a
just
font.
email one person.
Exactly. I wasn't that funny back then.
Well, the first round, usually people we kind of know, right? Like someone's dad or someone that you met at an event like, a few months ago. So we started there and then a bunch of people said yes. And we thought, oh crap, we really have to do this now. Like we kind of got the ball rolling.
What were people's initial reactions? Did you feel resistance or did you feel
Just no
support?
reply, right?
it was-
Usually, it's
it
either
was
no
really-
reply.
So we didn't even have a logo, right? Like we didn't even have a website. We had an email. We just like, hey, like, do you want to donate like an hour to us?
It's like timeauction@gmail.com.
I was just about to say, I was literally just thinking that. Nothing loses credibility more when someone cold emails you.
Gmail.
Yeah, with it from a
And
Gmail.
The left part, the
Yeah.
right part of the at is on the left side.
Yeah,
It's at Gmail.
exactly.
You're
Yeah,
like, come on,
like,
guys.
yeah, no.
For sure. I think it was timeauctionhk.gmail.com.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
it was localized. That HK in it. You know?
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, but the response was really great. Like we cold email some people too, and then within an hour, they come back and say, "I'm sold. Like great idea. Let's do it."
Yeah.
So we thought maybe the ideas have like.
I think that was it. Even I remember when you contacted me as well. I was like, I love this idea because I'm actually really big on the donating your time. Because I've always been the type of guy that I'm like, it's really unfair when let's say someone donates $100 and they're like, yeah, just a simple donor, and another guy who's like a multi-billionaire donates like 100,000. They're like, oh my god, what a great person. I'm like, well, compared to what he has,
Yeah,
that's like
probably
0.00.
proportionally that's chump chanks for that person.
That's
too.
nothing. That was like, I dropped it, whatever. I don't really care. And I'm like, it's really unfair because it's like this guy guy just gave $100 out of maybe he has $1,000 saving, giving 10%, but you're like, this is $100. What can I do with it? But the time factor, I love it because like all charities as well. I'm not a big money giver, but I'm more than happy to like give the time because I'm like that is real. That is really genuinely donating because everyone's 24 hours. I think that concept blew me away, and I'm like, I love it. I absolutely love this idea.
Yeah, and the same thing with, if you think about most similar idea, right, would be the lunch with Warren Buffett, where you can donate like millions of dollars to have lunch with him.
Yeah.
But the people who come to our events, they could be, kids who doesn't have this kind of access at school because their school doesn't have resources, but they can still come because they can just spend their weekend volunteering. So it doesn't matter how rich or poor, whatever age group, what connections you have, you can still come and learn.
But let me ask you this: have you actually had a guest so popular you had to have kids auction off time? I'll do 12 hours. No, I'll do 13. It's like, have you had anyone do that?
Yeah, the auction part is a bit misleading. We started off with that, but what we realized is some people are just like love volunteering, right? So they do it every weekend, so they have like 500 hours just from 1 year alone. So they're like really loaded on our platform.
Yeah.
And we didn't do the auction bit at the end because we want the people who never volunteer to go do it.
Yeah.
So 10 hours is 10
Right,
hours to
so
be
it's favouring the
standard.
people who are already heavily invested in it when you're really trying to encourage the people who are getting into it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I mean, well, so then what are the more prominent guests other than this guy? Have you featured? Because I remember I was at the
other than we'll whack marbles on.
yeah, this guy. Because like I was actually I hosted the 50th year anniversary party that you guys, celebration
Yeah.
that you guys had, and I was blown away by the different guests that you had, the different calibers, different levels. Like, was there one or two that really stood out where you're like, I can't believe they responded. I can't believe they're agreeing to this.
I feel like every time we get a response, it was kind of like that. I feel like the first time we had, because we were such a startup, right? Like when people ask you like, who do you have? And then we have, I think everyone's story is super interesting, but you have, in the beginning it was the founder of 9gag, Ray.
Oh yeah.
And they thought, oh my God, he said yes. Like we're like kind of feel like, oh, you can meet like the founder of 9gag and the people understand what we do. I feel like every step of the way we have like people that we never thought we would be able to reach. Because we feature such different people, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's one person who was like super,
But
super.
has it?
What's one that stood out to you?
Yeah, I get that
Because you
question a lot.
must be like,
You're like,
there
I'll
must be
volunteer
some of
10
them that
hours.
you want to hear from as well, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But you're there pretty much most of them, right?
yeah. We rotate, but we do go to almost most of it.
Yeah. So yourself, do you have anyone that stands out?
Yeah, I think. One guest we had on was Vinci Chok, like Chart Onesie.
Oh yeah.
She's a media
very
personality.
famous Hong Kong celebrity / comedian / director, super talented lady who's basically used to be a radio DJ, and very famous. And then she just made her way from a young age onwards. Chart Onesie. She used to do Cantonese comedy as well for a while when she wanted to do her own thing. She did that for a while and then stopped.
Cool.
Yeah. So for me, it was like kind of. Because when I was a kid, every day after school, I would listen to her show. And then she would have these like different characters. She would like, have different characters, but it's all the same person.
Yeah.
JC Gooby family.
Yeah.
And I would love her show. And then when I had her on and then listening to the story behind how she got into, doing that and the story behind it, for me, that was like, oh, wow. Like I never thought that when I was a kid, I would get to like kind of meet the person. Like, I mean, like one of the characters was my childhood crush. I was just like,
There you
wow.
go.
This is like, childhood memories kind of like having a loop, closing that loop there.
It
Yeah.
can be a bit of an out-of-body experience when you finally meet someone that you've known
Yeah, and she was
as a famous
super-
person for a really long time.
Yeah, and she
and you're
was
just
super
sitting there
nice.
smiling, and in your head you're like,
Exactly. You're like, I
We're
cannot
here.
believe this is happening.
I think the best story we had like that was Alison Howe, who was the
Oh yeah, Alison
her
had the
whole
radio DJ for
career
RTHK.
as on radio had come from this very loose idea of it would eventually lead to meeting the Backstreet Boys,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and then she met him.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then she was like, when she was young, she was like, I want to get married to them, blah blah blah. Then she met him. I'm like, I'm married already. She's like,
they're married too.
They're married too.
They're old
okay.
now. They're
Yeah,
just, like,
exactly.
creepy old dudes.
Yeah. But have there been any particular guests that when you thought, there's no way they're gonna agree to this, and just like I cannot
Yeah,
believe.
I mean, the other person we had on was Anthony Wong, like Wang Chaosang.
Oh yeah.
And then we thought,
Singer.
growing up watching.
Yeah, I just letting the Australian over here.
What are you friggin' Hong Kong Wikipedia over here?
No, I'm Hong Kong famous.
Singer.
Yeah, singer.
5'7".
Exactly.
Black hair.
Glasses.
Likes fish.
Glasses.
You've
Beard.
probably
Anyway.
seen his work. Like, if you've seen, like,
Wait.
Mo Gando, like.
What am I saying? Well, singer. Sorry, actor Wong.
You never get it right.
I was thinking of Anthony Wong. Oh, sorry.
The voice of confidence. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, I can't believe I mixed it up. I would like to just clarify that we do
I'm
not
leaving
edit
all
this.
of this in.
Exactly.
None of this
Sorry.
will be edited
actor,
out.
very famous actor. Yeah, he's done like he's
You didn't even
huge.
call him out on it. She's polite.
No, she was like.
I
she
thought
was-
he was messing with you.
Sorry, yeah. Go
Yeah,
on.
like people like that. Like we had dinner with him, and then it was just sold out in like a minute, right? Like,
Yeah.
People we never thought we would be able to kind of feature and reach, and just hearing how he got into the whole acting thing,
Yeah.
and then the struggles and all that, it was very interesting.
And getting some of those big names must really help elevate your profile as well, right?
I guess. I mean, yeah, and from a startup point of view, right? Like now we have coming up, we have Sammy Zhang, Dan Selman, and a bunch of other people. Like
Sammy
I
Chung
guess-
was like, okay, singer. This one singer. Sammy Chung was like the
Mahjong
queen.
enthusiast.
Yeah, queen of. You could pretty much say the current queen. Well, okay, one of the current queens of Cantopop.
Yeah,
I'd say,
yeah.
huge, like one of the biggest.
And do you think that obviously it's very Hong Kong focused? Do you have any ambitions to move beyond Hong Kong?
Yeah, actually, pre-COVID days, we were in 7 other cities. So we were in Singapore, we were in KL, and all those chapters are run by volunteers. So kind of like TEDx, where they bring our concept there, we train them, we guide them how to do everything, and they use our platform. So, but obviously, COVID, Hong Kong is already a better place to be in, so
Yeah.
everything had to kind of put on hold there.
Yeah. So okay, so let me ask you this. So now you've done the time auction thing, the mindfulness thing, all that stuff. Is there other ideas that are in the pipelines that you want to get people to volunteer? Because what you could do, if you need extra help, you get a guest, get people to volunteer their time to help you in your new project as your new NGO, and you do the whole cycle of making people work for you
It
as the
sounds
NGO
like
to
a
earn.
pyramid scheme.
Because the whole time I'm like, wait a second, this is a damn good idea. I could be the guest to my own event and have people do all this work for me. I'm like, gotta clean my house for me.
Vivek's charity is working on his own career. That's-
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm just thinking, like, how can I get all my chores that I want to be doing within 10 hours so someone can donate that and talk to me for 2 hours?
But it's a good question, though. How do you see yourself building it? What's your focus?
Yeah. I mean, there's there's a lot of ideas that we have in mind. So just to kind of share where we are, right? We have probably 12,000 people in our community. A lot of them have been to our events. A lot of them have kind of volunteered their skills to different charities. We have 300 NGOs on
So
our
that's
platform.
not the volunteers. That's just the people that are the from program 1, right?
It's all mixed, right? So the people come to the events, they have to volunteer. So before we will tell them, hey, go to this beach cleanup, go to Impact HK kind of walk. So a lot of people would go there because they don't really know where else to go volunteer if you're new to this thing. And then now that we have the skill volunteer matching program, so how it works is the charities would go on our website. They post whatever, a skill volunteer they need, like someone to design my logo.
Yeah.
It'll probably take 10 hours.
Yeah.
Probably it needs to be done in these 2 months. People who are interested and can help, then they will apply, and then they would talk to the charity, and if both of them think it's a good fit, then they will work on the project. So
And do you
that's-
feel like that's been successful, the skill matching?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of way exceeded our expectation. Like
Wow.
initially, back then we were doing, 2019, we were doing 2 events per week in Hong Kong. It's quite a lot of logistics
Yeah.
and just like everything is, a lot of people coming. And we thought, hey, what more can we do to create more impact? So we thought, hey, all these attendees are super talented. Why don't we try just posting on Instagram and try to recruit skill volunteers for other NGOs? So for example, we would post like, let's say Food Angel needs a graphic designer, put it on Instagram. And then we got a bunch of people DM us and then say, hey, I want to help. And then we looked at their Instagram profile. It's like, wow, this guy is really legit. And then we had a intern who would just like full-time just introducing everybody. She would do like hundreds of emails like every week and like, hey Vivek, meet this person, will do your logo, and like you guys kind of like
Take it off from there.
take it off from there. And now our platform launched in August, so that just like kind of taken off really quickly. So I would say, so in just such a short period of time, right, like you get like 4,000 people to help like 300 NGOs on different projects. And these are also like really impactful projects too. Like for example, Obviously with COVID, a lot of NGOs, they have to pivot, like all businesses do. So we help the educational charity who usually have like these in-person classes at underprivileged schools to change their whole curriculum to online. And then we got 9 video editors to create the whole like online course. And then the teachers came back and say, oh my God, like these kids are learning so much. Like their mock exam they're doing like 40% better than last year.
Wow,
So it's stuff
that's
like
great.
that
Yeah.
it's really heartwarming.
Can I ask you this? Like, is your dad like impressed now? Or the best way to get him though is like, do you know any like idol of his that?
Yeah, that always works.
Yeah, what you should do, get his idol, and if he wants to meet him, be like, Dad, 10 hours, get to work.
I mean, the thing is, he's been working in China for like, from since I can remember.
Oh, yeah,
His
yeah.
idol would be like, oh, someone really famous in China. I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, like, I have no idea.
idea.
Not there yet, man.
No, I mean, he's better. Like, I
Yeah.
think with parents, like they don't really understand what you're doing. But
Yeah.
then
They see you-
after a while, you're
Yeah.
on newspaper, and then they see, you, I think you're doing okay.
Yeah,
There
if they're
should be
featuring you,
something
clearly
here.
something.
Depends what the
Right.
newspaper article's about. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
true. It's like, I get stopped on
Rogue
the street.
comedian arrested in LKF.
I mean, getting stopped on the streets to get you, autographs, the photographs are cool. Getting stopped to get your ID card checked, not so cool. So
Yeah.
like different things. Yeah. So okay. So I guess like Dad's like super impressed now. As in, does he have any comments? Does he come in and be like, I want to be a
once in a
consultant?
while, he would say, so when are you, gonna make money again? When are you gonna go back to doing something?
He's
for
really
profit?
That's
doing
a
what
hint,
he can
man.
to get rid of that stereotype. It's great.
Yeah.
That's a hint. What you should do, right? Write him a blank check, be like, Dad, right here. And
I don't
you're
know
like,
if I can afford to do that.
well, if he does write that number, you're like, Dad, I can't believe it. What do you think I am? An ATM machine?
Also, I like the idea of saying, like, when are you going to make money? You're like, it's a charity. That's,
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. The moment we make money.
You're saying I should steal? Like, what?
Yeah.
So why is charity so important to you?
I feel like, so why are we pushing more people to volunteer, right? I
But for
feel
you,
it's
like, why is this worth your time? We've spoken a lot
Well, I
about
didn't-
like time. You've put so
Yeah.
much of your time into this. Why is it that you feel like this is worth your time?
Yeah. So initially, how I got started was back in the bank. They have all these like volunteer committee and activities, and I would join all of those because
CSR
just,
programs, and social responsibility programs, and all those.
Yeah,
you mean? Yeah.
As a reason to get away from my day job, right? Just like, hey, I can't work today because I got to do this like committee thing.
Yeah.
But then after I got into it, I really liked it, and I realized it's an educational experience, right? Like, you learn so much more about the world and yourself. Give you an example, like I went to a beach cleanup, and you think, oh, it's just easy, like picking up like plastic trash off the beach. But once you're there, you realize, oh my God, like the problem is crazy. Like there are trees that are growing like through these plastic and all that. There's no way that you can solve the problem by doing beach cleanup. And then after that, the first thing I did was I get a reusable coffee cup, and I'll have like my own water bottle. So I stop, buying, disposable stuff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and people ask me if you want a straw, you start saying no. And I feel like it's an educational experience, and it changes your perspective, and it might affect like how you act in the future. Same thing with like Impact HK Kindness Walk, right? Like you never knew there are people who are living like just in Causeway Bay and all these places outside of where normal.
That you walk past all the time.
Yeah. And you don't realize where the problem lies. And once you go to the kindness walk and understand the work that the charity does, and you know, hey, the answer is not money, it's not shelter, it's actually friendship and just care for these people. So you know more about the world, and it changes you in ways that you might not expect. So I think it's something that we want more people to have that experience.
Yeah,
really
one
would-
interesting
Yeah, go
point
on.
like that I noticed is this is sort of tangential a little bit, but just how you start to see the problems differently, is when you would walk up to someone homeless and you would give them food and they would say no, and the guys are going to just put it nearby. Because there's a pride thing. Like even when they have nothing and objectively their situation is so bad, there's still pride. And they don't want to some people just don't want to take something. But if you leave it nearby and you sit by and you're really nice and open and feel safe for them, you watch when you're not looking and they'll lean over and they'll eat it because they need food.
Yeah.
The need is there, even if there's this like, on all sides, this problem of an ego at play.
Definitely. You understand more different perspective of the problem by just, going there, seeing that upfront.
And how complex it is.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, usually that's the case, right? I mean, it's like with like even with comedy. What I find is that a lot of people think, I can, like, when you do shows, you have that audience who's sitting there, looking at you going like, Psh, I could do this. I just choose not to.
Oh my God.
Right?
All the time.
Yeah, right.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, and especially in like local Chinese shows as well. Oh, I love it because like you see the guys where they're like, I could do this, I just don't do it. I'm busy. That's all. I just have other things to do. And then the same thing is that when they actually do it, then all of a sudden there's a newfound appreciation of like, oh my God. Like this is another level. So I think that is a lot of parallels that I also encourage a lot of people to do, take charity. Also because it's something you will never realize until you experience it. Same with comedy, and that's the thing I always go to schools and talk about. Where I'm like, I would recommend you guys not just watch and passively be like, oh, I know about this, but actually go and experience it. Right? Same with like cultural talks. So this is what I do. Right? A lot of times I go to schools and give talks about my life growing up in Hong Kong, and usually at like the 10-minute mark or 20-minute mark, I like to stop and kind of let the kids know and say, hey, is your brain still thinking I'm listening to this Indian guy speaking, or is your brain thinking I'm listening to this guy speaking? And in 20 minutes they've forgotten the identity issue, the cultural issue, and stuff like that. But they've also realized that it's way more than they thought. They thought, okay, these people, they eat curry every day, they do this, they do that, and like, oh, this guy actually faced all these other problems. I never realized that. So I think that's the other thing you
still do eat a lot of curry though. Let's be honest here.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, I gotta uphold the stereotype. Otherwise, where's the comedy? I mean, I can't do the joke without living it.
I remember when I did my first tour of India, and we had curry 3 meals a day, and I loved it, and it was great food. But I was like, yeah, come on, like.
I mean, yeah, that's why we have detox. I mean, that's the whole concept behind it, right? No, but so coming back to the whole time auction thing, I'm trying to like do the linkages.
I love it.
No, so with time, have you thought about expanding more, like let's say to universities and schools and everything, with like getting more younger generation involved in this concept to start off with?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have great expansion plans. So a few things that we realized is I think about 1/3 of the people who are on our platform, they are currently either taking a lot of unpaid leave or they are looking for another job. They're unemployed. And they use these like kind of volunteer projects to learn new skills, build a portfolio, build a CV, and, just great use of their time than like, sitting at home, just like watching Netflix all day. So one thing is kind of reaching people who have that excess capacity to help. And then after that experience, what they realize is they actually learn something about it. These NGOs are actually really professional and they understand more about the cause, and a lot of people would then come back to volunteer more. The other thing is we're talking to a lot of corporates. Pro bono work is a big thing in law firms, right? Because I think part of the lawyer's license required them.
Yeah,
they
get a tax benefit. I think if they've got.
I don't know what they get, but it's like a standard kind of practice.
Yeah.
But the same thing could go for like design firms and marketing firms and different kind of skills. And we're talking to a lot of companies about that, and they're actually really they love the idea of like being able to contribute where they're needed most, and at the same time kind of have more portfolio, have more case studies for their company.
Have you have you contacted the place you used to work before and get them to volunteer this that time? Then
I know how horrible you guys are.
They didn't reply me.
No.
But I mean, I left so long ago, so it might be I don't know who to talk to.
That would have been the ideal thing. You see like an old colleague or your former like manager or boss, you're like, you need to do 10 hours before you can come here. Thank you. Please do something about that.
Yeah, we'll get them sometime.
Yeah.
Do you play much of a role in choosing? I mean, obviously, it seems like you're educating people about charity and stuff like that. Do you have much of a role in choosing what charities you're going to focus on, or do you keep it pretty open?
Yeah, so we keep it really open right now. Any charity or social enterprise, they can sign up on a platform and find the people they need. But one thing we realize is, so we have about 300 on the platform right now. Most of these organizations, they are really small. They're under like, more than half of them under like 1 million in annual budget. Some, I think like 1/3 of them don't have any full-time staff, and more than half have less than five staff. So these are usually the organizations that need most help. So they are the organizations that have a font logo. We see a lot of logo projects. They just think, okay, I'm growing up now, so I need to like somehow have a better branding.
Yeah.
then they can reach like different kind of, you know, donors or public just to say, hey, they're legit, they're doing great work. You know, that part is also very important.
Can I just say I've definitely touched a nerve on the fact that you've been calling back the font logo.
Oh my
this year.
God. I didn't realize it was such a huge issue for charities.
Yeah.
Hey, I
She's twitching every time you say it.
Yeah, they're like, which should we do? Areola Times New Roman?
Man,
Which one's
you
going to make us
nailed
the
it.
money? We
Yeah.
need some help. Okay. Well, I mean, so let me ask you this then finally that, so Time Auction, have you had people basically attack you guys with this idea or like trying to take advantage of it? Have you had those? Because I always find, honestly, the issue I have is a lot of different so-called charities do contact me for work or whatever. And I'm honestly, I'm happy to help with a lot. However, why I have to do my homework is because I find more and more that people claim to be a charity or like a non-profit organization. I get there, I'm like, you're a bunch of CEOs sitting around having dinner and claiming you're doing charity by donating $100 each into this so-called charity pool that you made. Yeah. And I was like, why am I doing this for free when you guys are like, you know, rich multi-billionaires?
Yeah, definitely. We've been to charity events where, hey, wait, this is just a big party with some uncles going sing karaoke, just a reason for them to get off stage.
And your dad's like, finally, a great event.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce my daughter to everybody. yeah.
Finally, I can sing Lady Gaga with some people I respect.
Yeah, no, but definitely. I mean, there are charities that we don't know if they're really doing great work, right? But we do our vetting. Like every NGO that sign up on our platform, we have a meeting with them, understand their work. We ask them for, you know, the annual report and just to really understand like what they're trying to do. Obviously, just to also kind of think about how we can help them better. But yeah, we would turn away charities that we thought, hey, maybe your idea is too early. We haven't seen you do anything yet. Maybe next time, right? Because on the other hand, we also want to protect our volunteers, make sure they're helping the ones that are actually legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so it's not just me. Okay, whew. So I was for a second, I'm like, am I the only one that everyone's targeting? Like, that's it, this sucker, make him do stuff for us.
So your suggestion is that Time Auction might be targeted by people that are not really
basically charities or people who set up so-called quote-unquote charities or NGOs that actually are not really legit, like as in they're just wasting
tax-free
time,
partying,
that kind of stuff, and then they get you to get people to come and volunteer their time to do stuff that you want to get done for yourself. Just think of it this way: my house is dirty, and I had just started a charity where I need a cleanup. You know, and now I'm like contacting Time Auction. Can I get like different volunteers? And you know, I'll let you guys meet Andy Curtin for 2 hours if your volunteers clean my house.
I mean, they're only putting 50,000 volunteer hours in. It's not enough to clean your apartment.
That's true. I've tried, man. I've been living there every day. Like, this is another hour of work. It's not happening.
So what do you think is what's the most important thing that Time Auction is doing now?
I think we're building a community who wants to help. Essentially. So for the NGO side, right, they have like very diverse needs. We have helped NGOs find like yoga instructor to teach their kids how to, you know, do at-home workouts, to a gardener to help this NGO have this like, new cafe to kind of think about what to plant. So really, really diverse needs. And all of these needs could be filled because we have such a diverse and great community. And after they've done their volunteering, they can redeem opportunities where they can learn more or kind of empower themselves. So other than the mentorship dinners and lunches, you can also redeem like a farm tour at the bee farm. You can go to like a coffee workshop. And one thing that we launched this month is because April is Global Volunteer Month. You can use 10 completed volunteer hours to redeem someone to donate $1,000 to a selected charity. So just like all kinds of incentive that hopefully will get you to like volunteer more and then come back. So I think the most important thing is we're trying to build a community where everybody can discover ways that they can give back, and at the same time they can get more out of that experience and be empowered to do more and keep going.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. It's been awesome.
Thank you for having me.